Long, long ago, there was a beautiful garden ruled by a king who had a daughter. She was precious to him, more precious than even his subjects. The daughter spent a lot of time alone in his garden, a vast, beautiful place, and she dreamed of knights and ladies in bright armor. The princess was a gifted lady, but there was one talent that she lacked, and that was of listening. She sat alone in the garden, waiting for a court jester to come and entertain her. He would perform beautiful songs on his lute, more beautiful than the birds sang in all the garden. His music filled the garden with magic sounds that the princess enjoyed. But she could only hear the high notes, not the words. And not the low notes that masked the pain and suffering that lay behind what the jester played. One day she questioned the jester, "What do you love, jester?" "Sing songs of love to me," she demanded. The jester began to sing, but they were not the songs she knew of, the songs of old knights and fair ladies, and promises of undying love. His song spoke of a secret too wonderful to be told. The deep notes of the music masked the pain and suffering that lay beneath. But the princess only heard the high notes and remembered nothing of the words. She asked, "What is love?" He answered with these simple words, "Love is the power that flows into our spirits. It is the wind that blows through the trees. Love is ever and forgiving. Love longs to be needed. It is the giving and the receiving that love finds its joy." "And you, jester, do you love?" I do, Your Highness." "And what do you love?" she laughingly asked. "I love all creation, the trees, flowers, birds, even people, the subjects of this land." And then she asked, "And do you love me?" "I do, Your Highness, I do." Alarmed by the freshness of his answer, the princess leapt to her feet and flung his lute to the ground. "You impudent fool," she shouted. "I forbid you to speak thus." Bowed, the jester gathered the broken pieces of his lute, and tears filled his eyes. The princess saw this and was sad. An eternity passed. The princess missed the sweet sounds of the lute. She missed the gesture as well. She asked her father, the king, of the jester's whereabouts. The king told her that the jester lay dying from a lack of love and kindness He lay on a plot the king had given him as a reward for the service to the crown. "Did you love the jester?" she asked her father. "No," the king but I took pity on him. Now the princess remembered. She remembered the wind flowing through the trees. She remembered the castle gardens and the haunting songs the jester sang. Time passed. The princess disappeared. What had become of her? The king never spoke, and no one dared ask. The king's heart was broken. He missed his wonderful princess, his beloved daughter. He grew despondent, and it wasn't long before the broken heart failed. He took to his bed and died. It was said that the beautiful princess was seen at the old king's funeral, dressed in common garb, then walking away down the road that led to the place where the jester lay dying. He lay on a bed of straw and leaves. The princess held his trembling hand in hers and declared her love for him. Her straight back bent, her slender hands turned rough from the task that she endured to help the jester get well. Under her healing hands, the jester grew well. He rose full of strength, broken no more. The scattered pieces became whole. He picked up the mended lute, echoing his old songs of love. The princess knew she had married the wisest man in the land. He was no simple fool, for he knew the secret of life itself, and they lived happily after.